lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio.
And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
What's up, family? It's me, Jerry Rose Live Worldwide from Positive Power Double XI, and you're listening to Elations Radio with Kimmy Kim.
Our Heavenly Father, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our trespasses. Forgive us the trespasses. In Jesus' name, amen.
Bring it. My life's back on track, I'm feeling good. Matter of fact, the Holy Spirit got them jumping. I don't know how to act. A sanctified Christian on a mission, God bless it. Watch the music, got them dancing, two-stepping, church session. In the name of Jesus, we give God the glory. The book of Ephesians, Paul tells the story. How Jews and the Gentiles.
This is Khadevis Robinson, and welcome to the Khadevis Robinson Challenge. For the next couple of weeks, I'm going to go over a particular section that's in my favorite book, and this section has different meanings to different people. We're reflecting on what Jacob says in the Bible in Genesis 28:16, when he wakes up after having his dream in the desert about the ladder reaching to heaven, with the messengers going up and down. Now, that's an interesting passage because, you know, the messengers were angels, and it says going up and down, and you would think it would be the reverse, right? You would think if it's angels and angels are in heaven, then they should be going down and then going back up. But that says the messengers were going up and down to denote that they were already here on. Either way, it says that on that rung, the ladder, one by one, they would descend his rungs and try to help, kind of Jacob understand. And once Jacob wakes up, he says, surely God was in this place all along, and I did not know. So what's the confusion with that section? There's a lot of different interpretations of that, but the theme of this week is to be awareness. You know, as you go through life, navigate through life, I'm asking you to be extremely aware. And sometimes the issues with being aware comes from just the conversations and the language we use when we speak with others, and also the conversation and language we speak with ourselves. I mean, there was an old skit done by Costello back in the day that says, essentially, who's on first, I don't know is on third, what is on second, of course, who is on first. And Costello would say, that's what I'm trying to find out, who's on first. And Abbott would say, absolutely. And Costello would say, who? And Abbott would say, yes. And then Costello would shout, say, look, at the end of the week when you pay the first baseman, who gets the money? Every dollar of it. And why not? The man's entitled to it. He earned it, answered Abbott. So the confusion was because of who and what and why and all those types of things, and it caused a lot of confusion. I think the same thing happens sometimes when we're reading scriptures. We get a bit confused, and then we lose our focus, right? We lose the focus on what we need to be focusing on. Sometimes it says, God or Jesus never came down to point us in the right direction, and we focused on the pointer, in that section, it said, it was a pointer that says, I am with you, and I will take care of you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I've done as I have spoken. So now Jacob really focuses on that section, and then he's still kind of perplexed, but then he gets an idea of kind of what's going on. So awareness. Where does awareness come from? Well, here's what happens. a lot of times we're focusing on the problem, and we're trying to focus on why the problem's here instead of focusing on what the solution is, instead of focusing on what God's trying to tell us through this problem. In other words, when you think about Jacob, why did Jacob have to go through all that, And if why did Jacob have to go through everything he went through? It parallels with, with Moses, right, with the burning bush. Now, I want you to think about this. Moses was tending to the flock beyond the wilderness, and he came to the mountain of God. An angel of the Lord appeared to him in the heart of the flame from inside a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned in fire, yet the bush was not consumed. Now Moses said, I must turn aside now so that I can see this awesome sight. Why is this bush not consumed? Now when the Lord saw that he had turned aside to look, God called to him from within the bush. Now, that story is to say that was pretty much a miracle, right? But what it does, it fails to explain why God can split the sea, he can fashion pillars, he can make the sun stand still, he can do all sorts of stuff. So why would God make a bush just burn without being consumed? It's pretty much a cheap trick. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you look more closely at the process of combustion, now how long would you have to look and watch wood burn before you know whether it's being consumed or not? I mean, even dry wood is not burned up for several minutes, so you would have to look for a while. This would mean that Moses would have to watch the amazing sight closely for several minutes before he could possibly know that was even a miracle. So the thing is, was the burning bush really a miracle, right? Well, I'm here to say I want you to think a little bit differently with your awareness. You can keep saying it's a miracle, you can choose it's a miracle, and that's fine with me, but what I want you to look at it as is that it was a test. You see, God wanted to find out whether or not Moses could pay attention to something for more than a few minutes. Now, when Moses did, God spoke. You see, the trick is to pay attention to what is going on around you long enough to behold the miracle without falling asleep. You see, there's another world right here within this one whenever we pay attention, being aware. You see, in life, we have so much stuff going on that we cannot see what's going on. And just like that passage when Jacob was going from place to place and he had all these different things going on, he kept misinterpreting them because he wasn't aware. He wasn't awake. And I'm not just necessarily saying physically awake. That's why he had to go to sleep and wake up. I'm talking about awake for consciousness to notice exactly what's going on around him. See, Moses was advanced because Moses could stay aware. He was up in the mountain, the bush was burning, and he's sitting there, and he could have just said, okay, man, this bush is burning, let me keep it moving and try to put it out. But he knew that, okay, it's kind of odd that this bush would just be burning right here. Let me check it out and see what's going on. Let's see if this is a message in this. Let's see if I'm seeing things. Let's see. And he's looking, and he realized that, yeah, it's on fire, but it's not being consumed. You see, he had to stay there long enough to notice that. And once God saw that that Moses was able to keep his focus long enough, God spoke to him. And I think sometimes for us in our lives, when we see the fire, whatever the fire is in our lives, our first tendency is to run. Our first tendency is to run. Our first tendency is to complain. Our first tendency is to hide. Or our first tendency is to immediately try to fix it. And everything don't need to be fixed, And some things that are, I was watching the movie Black Panther today, and there's a part in there where the sister, and I don't want to give her the movie, the sister had made a gadget, and the gadget worked extremely well, and the head character told his sister, he said, listen, this thing works almost perfect, works really, really well, you just leave it alone. And she said, just because something works well or works really well doesn't mean it cannot be done better. And so, that's the thing we have to notice. So as Moses was sitting there watching and looking, and as he noticed what was going on, God spoke to him, and of course the rest is history. But the same thing happened to Jacob. Jacob was always running away from everything. He's always trying to trick people. And as he was going through these processes, he wasn't sitting around long enough to be aware, to notice, okay, why am I going through these things? Why is this being presented to me? You know, there are no accidents, right? So why is this happening to me? You know, he could have said, well, you know, I've been a bad person. Maybe this is why this happened. Or he could have said, well, hey, I've been a good person. This shouldn't be happening. He could have just said, you know, who cares? I'm doing well. I'm just going to the next thing, right? But Jacob had just got to a point where he said, you know what? Something's got to change. And so he was at the, I guess you would say, at the crossroads. And when he went to sleep, he had this dream, right? And again, he could have awakened and just said, oh, that was a crazy dream, man. What's that dream going to mean? Which was what we all would probably do. We have dreams and we wake up and we forget about the dreams. Or maybe we wake up and say, that was a crazy dream. And we don't do it in the Bible. We have a dream in which we talk to somebody we ain't talked to in 2 years. And we wake up, man, that was a crazy dream. I ain't talked to her in so long. And you go on about your day. Well, you know, Jacob did something totally different. Jacob woke up and he said, you know what, hold on now. This is odd. I'm in the middle of the desert. I'm laying on this hard rock. I've had all these things going through, and I'm about to go through something else. You know what? Just like the movie The Color Purple, the lady came down. She said, the Lord is trying to tell me something right now. And Jacob was aware to notice that, okay, God's trying to tell me something. And he said, you know what? Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place all along. Surely God's in this place all along. And I did not know. Now think about that. Why the repetition? There's no superfluous stuff in the Bible. So what is it? It said, surely God was in this place all along, and I did not know. Couldn't Jacob have said, surely the presence of the Lord was in this place all along, and I did not know? Yeah. But no, it's a reason for it. Surely God was in this place all along, and boom. I did not know. See, the thing is, that's all of us. No matter what we go through, no matter where we at, surely the presence of the Lord was in this place all along, and we did not know. Now, why didn't we know? Because we're not aware. You know, we don't say surely the presence of the Lord was in this place all along, and we did not know. No, that's true. That's again rusted. And the emphasis there is God is constant. God has always been there, and we have too. Surely the presence of the Lord was in this place all alone, and I put me right there within that place. But even though I'm right there in that place, I did not even know because we was not aware. You know, I went to my cousin's funeral a couple of weeks ago, and surely the presence of the Lord was in that place, and but I was aware, so I did know. So what are you going through? You going through something. What have you gone through? What dreams have you had? You know, have you been getting confused with the communication with who and what and where and all those types of things? You know, have you not noticed the people coming in and out your lives in whatever direction they're coming in and out and in what way? Why does this person keep coming in every time I'm doing well? Or vice versa. Why is it every time I'm not doing as well, this person's around? Are you being conscious of the dreams you have at certain points about certain people? The strong dreams, the ones that you remember. Are you waking up from those dreams and just going, you know what, man, that was another crazy dream, and keep it moving? When your child, your daughter, son, or when a friend or a classmate or somebody says, girl, or bro, hey, bro, I had this crazy dream. Why did they come tell you about the dream? Huh? I had a dream about you. They might come, hey, I had a dream about you. For real? It was crazy. Hell is hot, and you keep it moving. No. Or are you going to be aware enough to wake up, to see these experiences, and say, golly, I was complaining, and I was depressed, and I was sad, and I was happy, and I was doing all this stuff. I was having such a good time, and I just wasn't even aware of what was really going on. I mean, I was having a great time, making all this money. I was doing all this traveling, and the whole time, my folks are getting older. Man, I worked so many hours. I mean, I was putting all these hours in. I was getting overtime, making money. I was making promotions. I was getting advancements. And the whole time, I'm missing weddings, funerals and vacations? Or are you going to be able to say, hold on, surely the presence of the Lord was in this place all along, and can you change it? And I did know. So the challenge for everyone this week on the Khadevis Robinson Challenge is to be aware. Be aware of the good, be aware of the bad, be aware of why and how have you gotten to where you are now. It's not by accident. Be aware of some of the situations you've been in and think, okay, how did this happen? And why did it happen? And maybe it happened for no reason, but at least be aware that it happened for no reason. I think we all know that some of us have lost loved ones, and we all have had that feeling that that loved one has in a dream or a situation of trying to tell us something or link with us, or God is trying to tell us something, link with us. But have we been aware enough to really believe that? Why do people think God stopped speaking to people thousands of years ago? Why do people stop? Oh, God, he used to speak to people all the time, but now after a while, he just stopped speaking to people. He stopped doing. Why? No. We just have to be aware. See, they didn't have back then. They didn't have all that technology and all the stuff we got now. They didn't have so many people having to tell them what to think, when to think, how to think. Oh, you do this, you're going to hell. You do this, you're going to heaven. God only can talk to me, to go through you, and all this type of stuff. No, people didn't have all that. They had their own little area. They was out in nature, and they were seeing stuff, and they was experiencing stuff, and they said, there's a God. And then they have somebody, boy, you crazy. God ain't talking to you, but God only talks to this person. You got to be this religion for God to talk to you. You got to do this. You got to do that. Now, Jesus came and said, oh, no. No. God can talk to that person or that prostitute. Right? God can talk to them too. All they got to do is be aware. So the challenge I have for you this week is to just be aware. Even if that's just being aware that you're aware. This has been Khadevis Robinson. This is the Khadevis Robinson Challenge. And once again, I holla.
We all have those moments when we doubt ourselves, and those storms arise. And that's the moment when you know you need a miracle.
It's gonna take a miracle. Do you believe in miracles? See, he's a walking miracle. Stress after stress after stress, and you wouldn't even get out of bed. Feeling that your life is depressed, and everything that's going through your head. See, you are not alone. There's a lot of people like you, feeling that you're on your own. But let me tell you that somebody's with you. See, he has been there with you from day one. And all the times you figure you was done. No, see, he was right there ordering your steps. And he's gonna fight for you till his last breath. It's gonna take a miracle. Do you believe in miracles? See, he's a walking miracle. Everybody needs a miracle. It's gonna take a miracle. Do you believe in miracles? See, he's a walking miracle. Everybody needs a hero. Everybody needs someone they can turn to. Get down on your knees. You know who to pray to. The storm will always come, but the sun is right behind you. So when you're feeling you are lost, don't worry, he will find you. have the life you have, and He wants you to have faith and hope, so you'll stand. Oh, you'll stand with me, and if you believe, then He will make that path, because He's the one. Everybody looking for the hero so bad, it's gonna take a miracle. Do you believe in miracles? Say He's a walking miracle. Everybody needs a miracle. It's gonna take a miracle. Do you believe in miracles? Say He's a walking miracle. Everybody needs a hero.